The Sahel, a region of scorching sun and shifting sands. A place where life is a constant struggle against the elements. But the Sahel is also a battleground of a different kind. A struggle for the very soul of Africa. On one side, Captain IBRAHIM TRAORE, the young and defiant president of Burkina Faso. On the other, the lingering shadow of Western influence, embodied in the words of General Michael Langley, commander of US AFRICOM. The lines have been drawn, the stakes are higher than ever. Langley, speaking before the Senate Armed Services Committee, accused Traore of misusing nationalized gold reserves. He painted a picture of a leader more concerned with personal gain than with the welfare of his people. This is a familiar tactic. Demonize the leader, undermine the nation, prepare the ground for intervention. But Traore is not backing down. He is meeting these accusations head-on with a fiery defiance that has reverberated across the continent and beyond. This is not just about Burkina Faso. This is about Africa's right to determine its own destiny, to choose its own partners, to chart its own course. Traore's stand is a potent symbol of resistance against the neo-colonial forces that continue to circle the continent. He is a voice for a generation tired of the old narratives, tired of being pawns in someone else's game. The world is watching, the old order is crumbling, and in the heart of the Sahel, a new Africa is rising. They say we are being reckless, aligning ourselves with Russia, Traore says, his voice a low growl. But what they call reckless, we call survival. His gaze is steady, unwavering. For decades we opened our doors to the West, and what did we get in return? Broken promises, exploited resources, our people left to languish in poverty. The West, he argues, acts as if they have a monopoly on solutions, as if their way is the only way. But the world is no longer black and white. There are other options, other partnerships to be forged. Russia, Traore believes, offers a different path. A path free from the shackles of neocolonialism. They speak of sovereignty, he scoffs, while simultaneously dictating who we can and cannot befriend. What kind of sovereignty is that? His words are laced with the bitter sting of betrayal. The hypocrisy is palpable. Traore is not asking for permission. He is taking control. He is choosing his allies based on what serves the interests of Burkina Faso, not the dictates of foreign powers. The ghost of Thomas Sankara hangs heavy in the air, the slain revolutionary leader who dared to dream of a self-reliant Africa. His face, emblazoned on murals and t-shirts, serves as a constant reminder of the price of challenging the status quo. They will come for you, the murals seem to whisper, just like they came for him. Traore is acutely aware of the parallels. He knows that his defiance will not go unchallenged. Already the whispers of dissent have begun. Western media outlets paint him as a tyrant, a puppet of Moscow. Accusations of human rights abuses abound. The playbook is familiar. It has been used time and time again to justify intervention, to topple regimes deemed unfavorable to Western interests. But Traore remains undeterred. He knows that the West fears nothing more than a strong, independent Africa. An Africa free from their control. An Africa capable of charting its own course. They call me a dictator, Traore says, a wry smile playing on his lips. But I live in a soldier's barracks. I earn a soldier's salary. Tell me, what kind of dictator lives like this? He understands the risks. The foiled coup attempt earlier this year was a stark reminder of the forces arrayed against him. The enemies within, bought and paid for by powers that be. But he refuses to be cowed. He sees the fear in the eyes of his enemies. Fear of a united Africa. An Africa that stands as one. They will try to silence us, he says, his voice hardening. They will use their propaganda machines to paint us as villains, but we will not be silenced. Our truth will be heard. Section 5. Forging a new path. Traore's vision for Burkina Faso and for Africa as a whole is one of self-reliance and unity. He believes that Africa must break free from the chains of economic dependence. It must control its own resources. It must invest in its own people. We are not asking for handouts, he states emphatically. We are demanding our fair share. We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have the will. What we need now is the courage to break free. He points to the recent nationalization of gold reserves as a prime example. A bold move that sent shockwaves through the international community. But for Traore, it was a matter of necessity, a declaration of economic independence. Section 6. Investing in the future. Education, healthcare, infrastructure. These are the pillars upon which Traore is building his vision. He knows that a strong and prosperous nation requires a healthy and educated population. We must invest in our youth, he insists. They are the future of Africa. We must empower them with the skills and knowledge they need to compete in the global marketplace. He speaks passionately about the need for technological advancement, for innovation, for creating an environment where young Africans can thrive and reach their full potential. He envisions a future where Africa is no longer a source of cheap labor and raw materials, but a hub of innovation and technological advancement. Section 7. A Continent Awakens. Traore's message is resonating far beyond the borders of Burkina Faso. Across the Sahel, a new generation of leaders is emerging. Leaders who are no longer content with the crumbs from the neo-colonial table. Leaders who are ready to stand up and demand their rightful place in the world. The recent formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, a mutual defense pact between Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, is a testament to this growing movement. A clear signal that Africa is ready to take control of its own security, to stand united against those who seek to exploit and divide. Section 8. Beyond the headlines. The Western media, predictably, has been quick to condemn this alliance, painting it as a dangerous escalation, a threat to regional stability. But Traore sees it differently. He sees it as a necessary step towards true independence. We are not pawns in their game, he declares. We are masters of our own fate. We will not be dictated to. We will not be intimidated. We will stand together as Africans and forge our own destiny. Section 9. The Legacy of Defiance. Captain Ibrahim Traore is not afraid of a fight. He is a soldier after all. But his battle is not just fought on the physical plane. It is a battle for hearts and minds. A battle for the very soul of Africa. His message is clear. The time for complacency is over. The time for begging for scraps is done. The time for Africa to rise has come. And as the sun sets on another day in the Sahel, one thing is certain. Captain Traore will not rest until that day dawns.